the 1970s depicted an era of reform and cultural growth in the Philippines. It was a time that called for a new generation of leaders that would steer the country towards a path of productivity, innovation, and development.
I was informed that during those days in martial law, the early part of martial law, one of the questions asked by Ode Corpus was, why is it that the military has a Philippine Military Academy to train officers for bigger jobs, while we don't have equivalent in the civilian sector? That was the seminal idea that developed into the formation of the Development Academy of the Philippines.
Since its establishment in 1973, the Academy has embarked on its journey as a catalyst for change through its pioneering projects and notable contributions in various areas such as capacity building, research and policy analysis, international collaborations, innovation and governance, sustainable development, and leadership development. As the DAP continues to embody the synergistic relationship between the people, government, and other institutions, the Graduate School of Public and Development Management, or GSPDM, was established to fulfill the Academy's development education mandate by virtue of DAP Board Resolution number 94-01. The Graduate School was formally instituted on January 17, 1994. Now on its 29th year as a higher education institution, the GSPDM remains steadfast as the DAP's academic arm in forging transformative learning, innovation, and competencies in the public, private, and NGO sectors.
Originally, it was not GSPDM. It was a single course, Master in Public Management, which was offered during the time of President Carn Abella. Her intention really was to make sure that we have a training program that is degree-oriented and focused on individuals that are part of the Philippine bureaucracy. Then, during my term, we organized it into a school. One is, of course, the MPM itself. And then we organized another one, MPQM, Master in Productivity and Quality Management. So rather than just a public offering, we started focusing on agencies so that it becomes more relevant to the needs and requirements of those agencies.
I think the people who joined the AP at that time were interested in pursuing development in ways that are still within the framework of a government that can answer to its constitutional framing. So maybe I can describe the AP as the go-to institution for public sector organizations, even civil society, when you want to have changing mindsets, leadership, innovation, and development-orientedness.
As a response to the needs of the government and development sector, the GSPDM distinguishes itself by fostering the co-production and practical application of knowledge to capacitate agencies and empower people towards the attainment of a better quality of life.
The DAP ought to address not only the national leaders, but also the local leaders. Okay, and because of the available technology, they need to reach out to the rest of the country, not just in the center of the Philippines, Metro Manila. For example, consider a mixed class of executives from different government agencies. They should not talk about ICT as if they have in common, pareho lang sa kanilang lahat. You could ask the question, ikaw, you are in agriculture, how do you use ICT and how can you improve the way you're using it together with the farmers and the fishermen and so on?
GSPDM should understand what are the flagship courses of each of the department and build the course around it. Kasi yun ang role ng DAP to be the think tank and the catalyst of the bureaucracy. So if you follow that role that DAP is to take, then it has to be more purposive in its intervention in terms of capacity building.
It's like a family. We can discuss, we can do all of those things. And same yung, yung desire to make things happen. You continue to learn, and because you like the people that you are working with, you are ready to, exchange ideas.
The Dap-DAP is a conception of the DAP employees that they have the qualities needed in government. They have integrity. They are entrepreneurial. They are in government, but they think like entrepreneurs. They're always looking for how to improve the government service.
The Dap-DAP is something that I live by all my life. I was 19 when I started at DAP with the Masikap Medium and Small Scale Industries Coordinated Action Program. What I learned from my first job, work ethics, and the idea that public service is a missionary zeal to serve is something that I live by all these years. And that's why I'm still here.
As an institution for higher learning, the Dap-Gspdm is strategically establishing itself as the country's research hub for public management knowledge. Aside from academic degree programs and certificate courses, the Gspdm conducts action research and analysis to provide evidence-based recommendations to the government as part of the Master in Public Management program.
One of the things we always remind them about is that we should be able to address issues that will be picked out by our policymakers. Otherwise, it's just stale information. So we inform our writers that they should write policy recommendations and that they should provide the evidence to support those recommendations and write as if they're convincing a policymaker.
In support of the country's goal to achieve sustainable development and make contributions to the global community, the Gspdm spearheads research initiatives that would generate new knowledge, data, and evidence for innovation and change, essential for sustainable development.
We have a body niche for research. We just have formally launched the research program of the Gspdm, really geared towards the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
For the first time, there is a committee in the Senate on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovation, and Futures Thinking. Senator Pia Cayetano moved that there should be this committee, and she chairs that committee.
Integrity, passion, and a heart for the people are just a few of the values cultivated throughout one's stay in the academy. It is where scholars from various fields form lifetime friendships fostered through shared, meaningful experiences that impact their lives even after they have graduated from the institution.
We learned the practice ahead of the theories, but even then, we were inspired, and we knew that there are things that we ought to know, even as retired officers, that we can also transmit to the younger generation. The learnings that we got, we can still use them as we perform our duties as ordinary citizens.
If at that time I had this sense of need to make a difference, after attending the MPM DevSec, it became even more heightened in terms of how to do it better and how to do it in the manner that is supported by theories and practical lessons that's been tried and tested in the past and will continue to work.
Most memorable was really the spirit of camaraderie among the students. The AP actually paved the way for me being in the Commission on Human Rights. I was a very young director in the bureaucracy. My maturity as a public servant was molded by human rights ideals and principles, and not very far, in fact, very, very aligned with how the Development Academy of the Philippines has molded us, because lessons that I've learned there, I still kept. I still apply it. I even teach it with our co-workers in the Commission on Human Rights.
My executive doctorate in education leadership has helped me see things in different perspective. Being an educational leader helped me also in my advocacies concerning education. It helped me to craft and support measures pertaining to education. Specifically, one of those is the universal access to quality education, which is now being enjoyed by many of our people.
Before, the level of patriotism that I had is really little. But because of the immersive teachings and learning experiences I had with the Dap-Gspdm, I've realized that firstly, government organizations do not work in silos. As a result, I was able to adapt these practices to my job to increase our operational efficiency and eventually meet and even exceed our targets as evidenced by our accomplishment reports.
During my stay, I found a family. I did not only acquire but refined a range of skills like leadership, my self-esteem, self-confidence, effective communication, project development, project management, and project implementation. I think without the learnings and experiences in DAP, I'm still boxed. I'm still wrapped in a cocoon in my comfort zone and unaware of the broader realities and opportunities around me.
As the Development Academy of the Philippines marks its 50th year, the Academy and its Graduate School of Public Development and Management remain steadfast in its mission to mold an agile, resilient, and transformative public and development sector in this ever-changing landscape of Philippine politics and the nation as a whole.
I would like to greet the Development Academy of the Philippines on your very important 50th founding anniversary. In the past 5 decades, you have fostered a culture of integrity, excellence, and ethical social responsibility amongst those who have sought the knowledge and have tried to improve from your various development programs. This has allowed you to produce a high caliber of graduates, most of whom are in public service and have needed your training so that they are ready for the positions that they now occupy.
Today's challenges are grand in scope, requiring significant innovation, long-term commitment, and paradigm shifts in thought and function. Amidst all these, DAP Graduate School have adapted and continued to be at the forefront of providing learning opportunities to equip our leaders with right skills, competencies, and ethical values to assist them in realizing their roles as agents of nation building. Embodying our core values of integrity, professionalism, patriotism, and resiliency, and with the use of cutting-edge approaches such as evidence-based research and policymaking, phonetic leadership, and foresight and features thinking as handles, coupled with our 8.0 academic direction, we are optimistic to realize our hopes, dreams, and aspirations towards a future-ready Philippines, not only now, but in 2024 and beyond.